This is what I made my clients and their guests for dinner. I made my way over to Marcondes again for some beautiful center-cut veal chops. I don't know if you can find better veal chops in Los Angeles. I will be serving these tomorrow, so I always make sure to dry brine them at least overnight, especially these larger cuts of meat. I season them with the classics, mushroom powder, kosher salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. For their side, they requested classic eggplant parm, so I peeled, sliced, salted, and left them in the fridge to pull out all of that water from the eggplant and make them less bitter. Now that it's the next day, I write up my prep list and I get started. I like to cook my marinara for at least 4 hours, so I jump on that ASAP. Nice and simple, I sweat some onions and olive oil before I throw in grated garlic, fry that up, and add in my tomato paste. Whenever I use tomato paste, I want to caramelize it to really bring out that sweetness and get rid of that harsh raw tomato flavor. It looks like I messed up on filming, but I just added crushed tomatoes, dried oregano, basil, baking soda to reduce the acidity, and some sugar to bring up that sweetness. Before I bread my eggplant, I like to stack a few slices and squeeze out any water that might still be hiding, giving us firm, meaty eggplant. Breaded them with flour, eggs, and then panko seasoning that I seasoned with Italian seasoning and grated parm. This is my least favorite part. Then I sprayed them down with olive oil on both sides before throwing them in the oven to bake and get crispy. I arranged the eggplant parm with plenty of marinara, crispy eggplant, parmigiano reggiano, basil, and low moisture mozzarella. Covered it in aluminum foil and threw that in the oven to bake for 40 minutes until it's super hot and cooked. At around 6:30, the guests have arrived, and that means it's time to serve up our pretty caviar platter with the classics. 2 ounces of Osetra caviar, buttered toast points, potato chips, creme fraiche, chives, and hard-boiled eggs separated and chopped. While they're noshing on their caviar, I get the mains ready to go. I grilled some asparagus and hit them with fresh lemon juice to counter the richness of the veal chops. I sear the veal chops, butter based with thyme, garlic, and rosemary, and set aside to rest. Now that the eggplant parm is cooked through, I put on some fresh mozz that I dried out and threw in the broiler to get it nice and melty. Sliced and plated all the veal, the beautifully cheesy eggplant parm, grilled asparagus, and I also made a red wine demi for the sauce. I'm almost done. The guests brought a beautiful cheesecake, so luckily I didn't have to do any baking today. It's a win for me. Sliced them up, using a torch to heat my blade and get clean slices. Then I cleaned up and headed home for the night. See you tomorrow.